cafe. Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to the program that is simply called Mike's Daily Podcast because it's daily and I'm Mike. It's a podcast and it's episode
Mike's Daily Podcast
2365, 2365. That's how many days are in a year. And I know you've been in a haze because I fear it's been a Monday and they're hard to get through. And I think that's the end of the song. I'm done. How about you? No? Want to keep going? Okay. Yes, the show that's called
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Bob Saget passed away. That's a shocker when someone that seems so
Mike's
immortal
Daily
leaves us.
Podcast.
It reminds us that no one is immortal and we gotta deal with our mortality. There you go. Oh, by the way, did you hear the Pope said something like it's a moral obligation to get vaccinated? I listened for about an hour to an anti-vaxxer on the radio today, and just I don't like the whole equating people that get vaccinated with, let's just stop right there. It was infuriating. I guess the point is that there's so much going on. Are we going to look back years from now and go, what were we thinking in 2021, 2022? What was going on? Why were we afraid of medicine? Why were we afraid of looking at the television screen and seeing crazy people invading the Capitol and not seeing that was a problem? And then, like, some people wake up, like Ted Cruz, and go, yeah, there was like a terrorist attack on the Capitol. And then he gets all this hot water for it. It's amazing the times in which we live, isn't it?
And here's today's podcast picture.
And I know, there are many of you that don't agree. That think, no, it was just a bunch of people having a good time, taking a little tourist trip down to the Capitol, walking around. We do pay our tax dollars that go towards maintaining the Capitol, so hey, we can walk in whenever we want. It's my Capitol, I'll do what I want. That kind of thing. That was, by the way, I forgot that was from South Park, so kudos to Eric Cartman for that one. Even though I suddenly thought for a while that it was Napoleon Dynamite, which he does a similar thing. I watched Napoleon Dynamite with the late, great Basil the Boxer many a time. Basil, these times! Oh. Maybe we should... I think we'll have a picture of him, the late, great Basil the Boxer. I'm not sure how far back we'll go. We'll find a picture. See it at MikesDailyPodcast.com. That great buddy of mine. And that I think will never end. He's going to be my friend. When I leave this place, I will see him someday. I just feel that in the back of my mind. To not think that, to go, what proof do I have? What's the reality of that? What's the cold, hard facts of it, Mike? Then, yes, that would not... I just don't... I'd rather live in the fantasy world if that is fantasy. Give me that than whatever the cold, hard facts... What was the... The Pope also said something like people that are anti-vaxxers said something to the effect that they need a therapy... therapy with reality, or reality therapy, or something like that. But maybe everything I just said about Basil is the truth. Maybe we do need to stick our heads in the sand, or hold out hope, or have a faith in something that you may not have, like a physical proof. Like, I can't show it to you in my hand, pick it up, take it out of a case and show it to you. You just have to believe. Who knows? All I know is that January is a great time to make and follow through on those 2022 health resolutions for your whole family. And here's some quick tips. Exercise regularly. Government research shows that exercise benefits all people, young children to seniors, pregnant women, or those in post-delivery, people with chronic conditions or disability, and those trying to reduce the risk of chronic disease. By the way, if you get pregnant and you're having a baby, congratulations. It is interesting, as we were all in our mother's wombs developing, we were pulling so many resources out of our mothers. The calcium, everything that would go towards the mom to make them feel good and live and be healthy, we were stealing from them as babies. Isn't that fascinating? As greedy little babies when we were babies. And, some people don't realize that when you're pregnant, your teeth sometimes hurt because the baby is demanding that calcium. I have heard of this just recently. So, hey, the exercising regularly benefits pregnant women or those in post-delivery, people with chronic conditions or a disability, and those trying to reduce the risk of chronic disease. So set a doable exercise goal and stick with it to gain the heart, muscle, and mind benefits that it brings. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention notes that poor diet can contribute to obesity, heart disease, and some cancers. To address this, you should limit added sugars. Sugar. If you buy anything these days that comes to you pre-made, it's got sugar in it of some kind. When you go to the restaurant, there's sugar in it. For the most part, in general. That's the way I look at it. So don't add sugar. People that put sugar in their coffee, it's not really helping you. Yes, coffee is bitter, but so limit adding that or adding saturated fat, sodium, and alcoholic beverages. Limit the alcoholic beverages because it turns to sugar. See, why would you add sugar when if you're drinking that beer, you're going to get the sugar coming to you through the beer? It's amazing. And we talked about sodium recently. Try not to add any more because that's also, it's like sugar. It's in everything. Bake or broil rather than fry. And think variety. Yes, think variety. The addition of Dietary Guidelines for Americans encourages a varied diet of fresh fruit and vegetables, whole grains, fat-free or low-fat dairy products, and lean proteins, rather. Lean. Go fat-free, go low-fat diet, dairy, whole grains, fresh fruit, and vegetables. I think the main thing there is the fresh fruit and vegetables. Oils can be from vegetables or other foods such as seafood and nuts. Yes, oils. But I don't have any nut oil. I have the olive oil. I guess is that a vegetable? No. An olive is a fruit, isn't it? This is a little confusing, but you get the basic idea. The Association for Professionals in Infection Control and Epidemiology suggests the following ways to prevent spreading viruses to others. Wear a mask around others. Cover your mouth and nose when you cough or sneeze. Clean your hands often with soap and water or hand sanitizer. The anti-vaxxer I was listening to tonight was like, what about back when we didn't care so much about diseases? Every once in a while you get a cold, you get sniffles, so what? Yes, that was his reasoning for... Well, he spends his entire show talking about anti-vax stuff. So, believe me, if I could, and if I was really knowledgeable, I would get on the show with him and try and dispute everything he said. But it just... What kind of reasoning is that? I don't want the sniffles. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. We've been hearing that from the very beginning. Have we gotten good at it yet? Do you still touch your mouth or your eyes? I think the eyes was the toughest one for me because, you want to scratch your eyes sometimes. Not scratch them. That wouldn't be good. You don't want to scratch your cornea. But, just kind of rub them, which you're not supposed to do either. But you should get your flu shot. Socially distance. Avoid large crowds, especially indoors. Yeah. That is some of the tips that I got from the Costco connection talking about family health. So it also goes into unplugging. We are too plugged into too much television, too much video games. I think we probably should be listening to more podcasts. That's my own opinion about that, because, educational ones where you learn some stuff. But we're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. Look who is here. Hello, Michael Message, Madame Rootabega, and I love olive oil. Oh, yes, it's good. And it's good with, salads. And maybe if you want to cook, but you remember it's got like that smoking point where if you get it too hot, it starts to smoke. That's no good. Do you like to put olive oil in your salad? Yes. Do you like to eat salad with Thousand Island dressing? Yes. Have you been to the Thousand Islands? No. Oh, neither have I. Where exactly is that? Who else is here?
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we enjoy being outside of the cafe here where we don't have to wear masks.
Yeah, no mask. Do you know that? Well, I'm standing at least 50 feet away from you, so, I guess I'm playing it pretty safe that you guys don't have masks on, but it's great seeing you guys. And it's amazing how loud we talk, that we can hear each other, even though we're 50 feet away from each other. I don't know about you, but lovely lady friend and I don't really hear each other when we're on either side of the house. So this is pretty miraculous, all in all. And isn't life miraculous? And I hope your life is miraculous. And I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, because next show, it's going to be the wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer. Tell your friends about the podcast. Chime in about anything we covered today, anything that has sparked your thought processes in your brain pan. Any thoughts come to mind, you can call me at 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily as in what this podcast has been for a couple days. Yay.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.